Hey, g'day guys, Sam here from TradeToProspa to give you another crypto update, the YDX. I did a post on this some time back and I said that this was a perfect bottom accumulation structure based on the Wyckoff structure. This one, the typical one, and it's very much aligned, and we're in the SOS stage. So the SOS stage is just slightly above the up thrust, like here, and you can see how it's aligned pretty clear. That is there, and you can see this level where we have a dip and so on. This is not necessarily mean it's going to be that way all the time. So what I've done is I've looked at this structure up close and have two scenarios that come to mind. So let's just put this away. When we look at this, you can see the main trend line that hasn't really been touched, but it's an assumption based on a few observations. So we've got resistance here. We had that resistance, and therefore we just aligned it, and therefore we aligned that in parallel, and there was some confluence there as well, finding resistance. So that trend line has been broken. So we're using the bump and run strategy. Sorry, the inverted bar strategy, and so what we're looking at is this has gone very steep, and it's likely to break down. And if it does break down that trend line, I do believe that if we go to the daily, give me a sec. So that's our trend line. If we break that, then we're going to drop down further. If I was to look at the indicators, there is bearish divergence there with the MACD. So it might just, not sure what happened there. So this might just come, and if it doesn't cross and gets pushed back, there is a bearish divergence, and therefore somewhere in that pocket, if we do get there, we might get a pullback, and this is the formation I'm looking at. So let's look at another indicator. Give me a sec. RSI. And yep, the RSI is confirming what I've said. Although this is actually a good entry, that was a good entry there, breaking there. But I can't really use RSI to say what's happening because this could just keep going. But there's a point where it might just come and then we get a bearish divergence. So what we have so far is a bit of the puzzle. We've got that bottom support, and I think we're going to get a resistance somewhere, but we don't know where yet. Yep. So let's look at it from a number of angles. Just leave that there for a sec. This could easily come down, so come down as well. Let's just hide these. Wrong area. Okay, it's crossing over. This is the daily, so a bit of a bullish day. Let's have a look at up close and what the two scenarios that I have. So definitely this trend line is important. Just do that for a sec. The shakeout phase. So now when we look at this shakeout phase, look up close. This is the daily chart. A key level of resistance is here, pretty much. So let's just put that in dark. To go bullish, we need to break it. Now, what I have seen this in the past is a bit of a fractal. This type of formation is nasty. If it does break this level, and we've got that level there, it's likely to hit that, make a high, and then come down. and then come down deep. Give me a second, I'll bring an example. Here's an example from another chart. We had a nice uptrend. Let me draw. We have this uptrend, keeps going, and then we find this resistance level. Then we get this pullback, as you can see. Now here's a key level there. See that key level? So basically we got that uptrend. We get to a resistance level, and then we come down, come there, and this is roughly the same, and then we'll come back down, and we did that. We'll get this double bottom, and then we get this up thrust. So here you can see how it pulls back. So this could pull back to this 618 level here. 618, and then we want to see it pull up. So we still haven't done that. This candle seems to be the case. What it is basically, I think this is an inverted head and shoulders. So let's have a look at that. So this left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So if we go to our chart, and let's go to an 8-hour chart, you can see that this is similar. We have our left shoulder, got our head, and potentially our right shoulder in the making. If that takes place, that's what's going to take place. However, we also got this scenario as well, where we got this massive move to the upside, we come down, and then we get a resistance. And that's basically what's taken place as well. And now you can see how this has come back much deeper. And that deepness is usually, that's an ABC harmonic. So let's try that out. Let's see this harmonic play. If it is, roughly it is that to that level there. So if this does come down and we don't get support on the 618 level, so if this comes back down and we don't get a support, don't forget this trend line is going to be a key player. So if we break this trend line and we don't get a bounce, it's going to come down to this level here, and I think that's the ABC. And if you don't know what ABC is, it's this one here. Where is it? This one here. That length, that harmonic, roughly. Yep, that will take place. So I'm looking at that as a favorable scenario if it drops this key level. And you can see quite clearly that this is a key level here. 618 is definitely previous resistance and previous support. So if this pulls back, and I think it will, then we have this bottom level to play out. And sure enough, if we get rid of this, it is roughly on that trend line. So, and then you can see all the Fibonacci's as well. So if the top is, if we actually make it right there, and this is our 1, our golden ratio is there, and you can see 1.212 and 1.414 is the extension potentially. But I like this idea of AB equals CD. So right there. Yep. Give or take a bit. Perfect. All right, so that's what I have. If it breaks this level, then I'll be looking to, I'm still holding it. If it breaks this level, then if that is we could get a double top or slightly fake out here, short, and back down. And we have that as well, I think. Not on this one, not on this example. But there was an example somewhere where this becomes a higher high. Actually, give me a sec. Bitcoin. Yeah, okay, we can use that. So it is the same there. We get a slightly higher. So if that's our one, the 1.212, and then it pulls back deeper, and then we go back up. So that kind of scenario plays out. I think we had a few around elsewhere. I'm not sure where they are. Yeah, I think, where is this one here? This one is a good one. No, I didn't want to do that. It is nice, isn't it? There you go. Okay, hold on. That's our one. See how it pulls back deep. So even it's a bit different, but it pulls back deep, and then you can see how that played out. This structure continuation plan. So that's what I have. Two scenarios, possibly three, and those are the key levels. That is a key level. Potentially looking for a swing failure move. Let's look on the 4 hour. There we go. So it is definitely a resistance level. Pen, here we go. Don't have a straight line though, bugger. So this might just come down or up, and likely to come back, move, and then fake out, come back down. I'll leave it at that, guys. Not an easy one, but trying to give you some ideas. That's pretty much what I have. Talk to you soon. Cheers.